Hey guys, the section of violence here. We got another one for you. Road to UFC. Should be a fun one. Some late additions, but let's get it right into it. We got Samir Marada versus Jonathan Piersma. Not really road to UFC. Jonathan Piersma is American, so I don't think this will be part of the tournament. He is Piersma's alright, He beat some decent guys in the regional scene. Got smoked by Devin Smith. Um, yeah. Chin's not great. Um, Interested to see how he deals with the grappling of Muradov. Now, I think Muradov wins this fight, but he could get fraud checked here. I don't think he will, but Muradov should win this fight. I just think Piersma beats bums, whereas Muradov has, not greatest record, but it's pretty decent. 19 and 4, 13 and 5. 10 and 0, like decent record, decent records. Not that bad. I think he's got the finishing upside. I think he wins this fight. I'm gonna go with Marada here, probably the lock of the card. Moving on, we got Yang Fang versus Montano. Like, what's there to really say about this fight? Fang should win, but it's women's MMA. Anything can happen. She got smoked by Fang already by armbar. Third round. Not much else to say. Fang should walk through her. But women's MMA doesn't always work out that way. She had a fight canceled on the tournament, so this was now they're giving her Fang as a punishment. She looked decent. She got a ground and pound win. When she won, it was against Kieran Singh, so there's not much to be said about that. But I think she's got the finishing upside, the grappling upside. I got to go with Yang Feng here. I think she wins the fight, but not gonna play anything too big on this fight, if at all. So we'll see. Moving on, we got Haoyang Dong versus Ming Shi. So Haoyang Dong, she looked okay, honestly. Like Priya Sharma, she made it close. Sharma's not that bad, but she's pretty bad, and she made it pretty close with her. I wouldn't even have been shocked if we got a split. I think she wins this fight. I think she's gonna, mix in her grappling, land the better shots in the feet. But man, this is honestly a really hard fight to say with confidence because Meng Shi, although not great, has shown abilities. She has a win on the road to the UFC this year. She showed abilities to make it close. So if she doesn't get dominated 30-27, I think she can make it close and potentially it could get hairy. So I'm gonna go with Yang Dong here by decision, but honestly, I have no interest in this fight. So guys, be careful with this one. Dong should win, but you know, I could see this fight going very wrong for Dong bettors. Moving on, we have Benji versus Masuto Kawana. Kawana's out here to grapple him. It's pretty easy to figure out what's going on here. Wrestling game plan. He wrestled young Jae Song to a decision. If I remember in that fight, he wasn't looking the greatest on the feet, which is why I believe Bing G is the favorite. I think Bing G should be the favorite, very ever so slightly. Let me see. Let me see if I'm pretty sure I have Bing G, but let me double check. No, I have Kawana actually. So let me look into this why. So Kawana is a better grappler. Big Z on paper should win this fight, but it's not always on paper. It's not always how it plays out on paper. So Yibuguli is pretty bad. He looked very bad in his fight. Showed absolutely no resistance for Z. Z was just having his way with him. Honestly, I think this is a Kawana fight if he can get his grappling game going. This is a pass spot for me, but I lean Kawana just because he's got a grappling game to rely on, and Big Z is kind of just a mid fighter. He's not really great at anything. He's just decent. So I think Kawana wins this with grappling, but it's a close fight. Anything can happen. I have no interest in betting this one. Moving on, we have Shin Haraguchi versus Kang Zhu. Now this is when it gets interesting. We have a wrestler in Shin Haraguchi who he's not that great. Like all he could do is wrestle. He can, throw some ground and pound here and there, but like, only against bums. Like Kenji is not a bum. He is very dangerous. Knockout power. Hits very hard. I think he can either KO Shin or land the better shot to win a decision. I think Kanji should be the slight dog. I don't agree anything above plus 150 is value. Um, yeah, he's a very dangerous guy. I know Shin Haraguchi's a bit better than Tatsuya Ando, but Ando's tough, man, and so is Haraguchi. I just feel like this is gonna be a similar fight. Kangji landing the damaging shots while Haraguchi's holding on for dear life. Gonna go with the underdog here in the hypnotist. Could be disappointed here, and I'm fully prepared for that. But I'm gonna go with Mr. Kangji Zhu here. And I know there's more fights, so give me a second. Oh, to UFC. Um, yeah, it's is all right. I guess it's all in one. Okay, so now moving on to the part two, same episode, episode 6. We have Danny McCormack versus Kihui Yan. Now, I played Kiwi Yan in her last fight, and honestly, she looked terrible. She had her moments, obviously, with her grappling. She looked similar to Torres Finney last night. She, got her down, but for the most part, it was rough. Especially on the feet, it was just rough. She hits hard. She's strong. But Danny McCormack is technically better than this chick. She is just not as physical and, you know, not as strong. But Danny McCormack makes up for it in heart, grinds out wins, good, well, decent striking. I feel like she can, find her success here in this fight, potentially even getting a finish, getting a submission potentially. Um, it's a close though. It's women's MMA. I lean McCormack, but it's women's MMA at the end of the day. Um, could the physicality of Kiwi Yan could become a big problem for Danny, but I think she's just technically better than this girl, and I think she's gonna land the better shots in the feet, stuff the takedowns, and find submissions if she does get taken down. So we'll see. Definitely a fight that you don't want to get too crazy on, but I think Danny McCormack is the side, especially at plus money. So we'll see. Definitely, the physicality is a legit thing, so be aware of that. Moving on, we have Dong Hoon Choi versus Angad Bish. So Angad's a decent grappler, strong, very, jacked. He looks like he's on all the supplements. The thing with Angad is, you know, he beat I think it was a Filipino, by ground and pound who had no grappling, and then all the other guys have, negative records or trash, and I can't get behind him. I think Dong Hoon Choi faced a much better opponent in his last fight, and I think it's Jin UCI. Very close fight. He could have went the other way, but I think he's shown good defensive grappling, and he can defend the takedown of Bish. I think Choi should win this fight by TKO. Definitely a fight I don't want to get too invested in just because there's some unknowns with Choi and his jiu-jitsu, and there's some unknowns with how decent Bish is. I think Bish is decent, but we'll see. We'll see. I think Choi is just slightly better. We'll see though. Yeah, don't want to get too much into this fight because it all depends on if the grappling, if the grappler can get his game going, if the striker can get his game going. So fun fight though. Moving on, we have Kiru Singh Sahota versus Raul Penelas. Penelas, man, he fought him brave last year. He got smoked by my Sarah Muhammad. He not much I can really say great about him. Like he's there, he's serviceable. I think Sahota should win. He's definitely the rightful favorite. Sahota should win this fight. On paper, it's not even close. But we'll see if on paper matters. Sahota's pretty fragile, and at Shin is a liability. So at chalk, I definitely can't get behind playing him, but can understand why people do have money on Sahota. He's definitely the side. He trains with better guys. He is better. We'll see what happens. Yeah, the chin is definitely a factor here, but I just think he'll be better than Raul Canales. I think he'll be more technical on the feet and mix in the clinch. He's kind of like a Walmart Jai Herbert. So we'll see what happens. Moving on, we have Su Young Yu versus Daramisi Zawapasi. So Su Young Yu is very, very experienced and he's good. He's a legit grappler and he's been battle tested. Whereas Daramas, I'll get to him. Su Young Yu is very, very talented. Showed good grappling, good control. He can get hurt on the feet. We've shown in his one fight against Dastin. But for the most part, his grappling is what he relies on. He's you got to win over Shohei knows which is a solid grappler in his own right. So I think this is going to be a grapple fest. Who's got the better grappling? I'm gonna go with Posse, but man, only because okay, Ranozaki looked amazing, looked pretty good, and he shut him down. This is gonna be a close fight. Honestly, I could see another third round finish for Yo winning the fight, but pass spot for me. Two grapplers going at it. Someone's got to win, and I don't want to take a gamble on this fight. So who pick your poison with this one? It's a close fight. Moving on, we have the main event. We have Tokitaka Nakanishi versus Balgan Genasuli. Now the odds were crazy. They were like plus 200, plus 185 for Balgan. I took a little sprinkle on that, but Toyakati should honestly win the fight. He's a better grappler, more experienced. I know 17 and 5's, more fights, but who has he fought really? Guys in well at WLF, like he's not fighting really anybody that good. Um, a split to Aloe, that's not that great. Lost to Kamakubo, like he's not that good. He just, Michelle Lima, if that's who I think it is. He lost to him. Yeah, he lost to him. Like these aren't great losses, so I'm gonna have to go with the more experienced grappler in Nakanishi. He's got some decent grappling. Close fight though. Definitely wouldn't want to get on this fight like too heavy. I have a very small position on Genasuli just because of the value I got. Could easily be a value loser. I'm prepared for that. But yeah, I got to go with a slight lean on Nakashini. But value wise, Genasuli was the value. But definitely not anymore. If I can give you guys the top five predictions for this card, like Road to UFC number 1 and 2, I got to go with Marada number 1, Fang number 2. Let me show you which ones I'm talking about. So we got number 1, Muradov, number 2, Fang, number 3 is on this card. It is Dong Hoon Choi. Number 4 is Cruz Sahota. Number 5 is um I'm gonna go with McCormack. I just have a gut feeling about this one. Alrighty guys, like, subscribe, you know the drill. I'll catch you next time. Should be a fun one. Let's cash some tickets. I don't think they're gonna post props. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. But yeah, like, subscribe, you know the drill, and I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.